What's the one word that you would use to describe your childhood growing up? Busy, structured, crazy, spiritual? What is that word for you? And what would that word be for your kids? What do you want that word to be for your kids? The culture that you create actually comes out of the rhythms, the routines in every week of life that you go through. So in this video, we want to talk about 4 things specifically around family devotion time and being in the Word. The first thing, parents, is set your expectations. The worst thing that you want to do as a parent is set an expectation that is unrealistic and unfair, because what happens is it produces guilt and shame in you, and you're going to quit, and you don't want to do that because as you quit things, it's harder to start them back. So set a fair expectation based on your rhythm of life and the stage that your child is in. It's not fair to have the same expectation for teenagers that you do for a 5-year-old, okay? So let's set realistic expectations for what this looks like. Start somewhere that you can start realistically and then build. Don't start with the finish line. All of this stuff can be found in our family discipleship guide. This is available on our website, on our family resource center. A link will be in the show notes, but you can find this and more in our family discipleship guide. All right, step 2, set up a game plan. There are 1,000 different ways that you could do family worship together, okay? I would encourage you to think about including some type of word, some type of worship, and some type of prayer. Now, how you play those things out may be different, and it's gonna vary from family to family. It may vary week to week. It will definitely vary at stages of life of different kids. So maybe this is you reading a Bible storybook, reading a passage of scripture with your kids, maybe memorizing a passage of scripture, and then worship. Maybe this is singing a worship song together through YouTube. Maybe it's you getting a guitar or a piano out, or just singing something together, maybe just a short song. What can you do to worship together and then pray together? So I want to encourage you, parents, to talk about with your kids what they could be praying about, and for you to lead them in prayer, word, worship, and prayer, and doing that on a regular basis with your kids. All right, step 3, set a time. Set up something on your calendar that this is something that we do on a regular basis. If you don't set a time, it won't happen. It's too important to miss. So as we think about that, set a time that works for your schedule. Think about what works best for your family and the routines and the rhythms of what your family's life is like. This is going to be different based on stage of life of your kids. Maybe breakfast time, dinner time, bedtime. It doesn't really matter what time you do it. Find a time that works for you, a time that you feel like you can stick to. And I know things come up, practices or games or things like that you maybe have to get to. Don't be so rigid on that time that when you miss it or when you need to kind of rework that you feel guilt about it. Work what works for you. So it may be that you've got responsibilities on Tuesday. You can't do it in the evening on Tuesday. So you do it Tuesday morning. Maybe mom or dad, y'all work late. So maybe y'all have to do it via Zoom or something like that just for that night to be able to make that a part of your rhythm. So think about how you can best do this. That's part of game plan, but also part of the time that you set up that works to make this part of the rhythm of your family. All right, step number 4, set it in motion. What can happen if we're not careful? We can get paralysis of analysis, right? If you heard that term before, we want to do it perfectly, the best way, the right way. We get so concerned about doing it the right way or overwhelmed that we can't do it the right way that we do nothing. And that would be our worst mistake as a parent in this, would be to do nothing. So set it in motion. Try something. 6 weeks into it, and you're like, man, this isn't really working for us. Try something else. Tweak things. You can work with things. You can reach out to us, and we would be glad to be able to assist you and help you with what this could look like for you and what works best for your family. But set something in motion. Take the action of it, because it honestly means nothing if it's just on paper or in your head. Implementing it into the lives of your children, that they would be changed by being around the Word and around worship and around prayer, with you leading as the primary disciple maker every single week. So I would encourage you, take a step. If you've never done family worship, try to start doing this maybe like once or twice a week. Start somewhere. Don't say, hey, we're gonna just start and we're gonna do it 7 days a week and we're never gonna miss a day. And maybe you're a family and you've been doing something, and maybe it's just making tweaks to that. Maybe you've already been doing this 3 or 4 days a week, and maybe we wanna do it 5 days a week or 6 days a week. I would say whatever step that you need to take, look at what's a reasonable step and then take action. And if you've got questions or you need resources or anything, you can check out our family Resource Center online. You can ask one of our staff at our campuses, reach out to us. We would love to help you with this step of family worship. It's so integral to the life of your child. If you enjoyed this video, if it was helpful to you, like, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, check out our Family Resource Center, and then share this video with other people that you feel like it would be helpful for. We want to come alongside of you guys as you make an impact in your kids' lives, that they would love Jesus with all their hearts, love others, live on mission for the sake of the gospel. We want to help you in doing just that. So parents, go out, take a step in this, share this video with someone else.